Hello, everyone. This is Kev. This right here is the best show on YouTube, so I hope you're watching. Black Men Being Brutally Honest. I'm one of the habitual line steppers, along with the Roger Report, hosted by Roger Stevens, and You Ain't Shit for Watching, hosted by Donnie. I'm asking you to, if you haven't, please subscribe to this channel and search those channels and subscribe to them as well. Links will be provided below in the description. um, yeah, I don't know, just one of these stories that you got to ask yourself, or a lot of people will be asking, well, Kev, why is this news? um, and then I ask them, why don't you put some news on your YouTube channel? But I don't know. I just felt like I just kind of, you know, decided to just talk about something, poke a little fun at it. But I'm gonna go at it with some disclaimers first. First of all, um, myself, this channel, and the habitual line steppers do not condone any physical harm coming to any woman, especially a black woman, especially at the hands of a Caucasian man. Um, that's something I feel like we don't do here. And number two, I personally don't care who you date, as far as color or whatever, or race or whatever. But so I mean, the situation does involve an interracial couple, and I'm not here to say bad things about interracial couples or what black women do with themselves. But I mean, this whole entire situation is just race centered. Period. It is. It's funny. It's funny because of all of the little banter I see on social media, then I run across something like this. So I'm not gonna waste too much more time. So let's get on with it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The people you see here. The black woman in the top left hand corner is named Ashley Edwards. The Caucasian male in the bottom left hand corner is named Kenneth Atkins. They had resided in a suburb in um, Tampa, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And things got a little hairy one night in the sack. According to police reports, there was an altercation of between the loving couple, Mr. Atkins and Mrs. Edwards, because she had requested, and listen to this, she had requested to role play in bed, which is not unusual for couples who's looking to spice things up sexually. But what happened was she wanted to play the slave, and she wanted him to be her slave master. Hmm. I don't know. And then what happened was he took offense to it. Words were exchanged, and an altercation happened. Supposedly, he spit in her face. Now, going to go ahead. Let me pull this article up real quick, put this up on the screen for you so we can, do a little reading here. All right. And the headline from BET.com, which link is provided in the description if you want to take a look, see at this article yourself. Um, it says white man arrested for spitting in black girlfriend's face after he refused to partake in slavery role play during sex. All right. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's hard to believe, but this stuff actually happens. All right, and the article reads: a white man in Florida has reportedly been arrested after becoming aggressive and spitting in his girlfriend's face after she suggested they partake in a racially charged bedroom role play scenario. 37-year-old Kenneth Atkins was arrested in the couple's bedroom during the early hours of Tuesday morning. This was yesterday morning, August 13th. Authorities claim Atkins spat in the face of his 35-year-old girlfriend Ashley Edwards. The altercation was reportedly prompted by Edwards' request to pretend to be a slave. Let's go ahead and blow that up. Pretend to be a slave and have Atkins to be her slave master in a sexual role play scenario. Atkins objected to the proposal, saying he didn't want to participate in the fantasy and became verbally aggressive. An argument ensued with Edwards, later telling police Atkins spit in her face. He reportedly told authorities no physical confrontation took place and denied the allegations. All right, now I'm not going to read the whole article because I provided the link. If you want to read the article, you can read it. But I don't know. Just reading some of this stuff again. It sounded like, and pardon me for saying this. It sounded like the boyfriend was getting into character. I mean, what? How would you envision a slave master treating his slave wench, girl that he's about to have sex with? He's probably calling her names. He's probably being verbally aggressive. He'll probably put it, all that other little kinky stuff that people like to call kinky in bed these days. And then he spit in her face, which is the ultimate disrespect. Now, pardon me for bringing this up, but how many pornos have you watched where somebody gets, spit in their face and then all of a sudden they just turned on by it? It sounded to me like it wasn't even the fact that Atkins objected to it, because I'm quite sure that Let me turn back to the screen so I can, I ain't make that screen for nothing. Yeah, I'm quite sure that Atkins probably went into some fit of rage because he's trying to be one of these pale ales that's, he's so against racism in America, and, how dare you ask me that? I've never heard this before. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And then, and I know that, like I said, I am all for the protection of our sisters. I really am. And I know somebody somewhere is going to probably say some dumb shit like, oh, why weren't we there? Why weren't black men there to protect black women? I mean, because, they go that far on social media. A lot of people just say stuff just to get rises out of folks. But, it's like, was like, I don't get it. I mean, she wanted to do something real kinky, and she felt like playing a slave is going to do that in the bed. And, it was probably a bunch of fake outrage on his part, or maybe if he fell for it, he probably was going for the race trap. And, it could be many things. But see, the point is, as it is reported, he spit in her face, he was arrested. Here's what is also reported, and you can read in one of the source articles. In fact, I'll put that up on the screen real quick. Yeah, I want y'all to see this, because I have something to say about that one little detail. I'm going to go to the other article. That article in the Daily News, which entitled "Florida White Man Allegedly Spits in Face of Black Girlfriend Because He Didn't Want to Play Slave Enslaver." So it pretty much goes through the same little spiel. Um, yeah. Oh, listen. This is a statement that Miss Ashley stated. Ashley stated she wanted to play slave and slaver because she is African American and he is Caucasian, according to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office report. Also, Kenneth did not wish to partake and became verbally aggressive. As tension escalated, Atkins spat in Ashley's face. Okay, now for the detail. The Smoking Gun reports, and they got a little hyperlink in the article. So when you go to the link in the article, you can click on that link to the Smoking Gun wherever that goes, and it says the Smoking Gun reports that Atkins has a lengthy rap sheet which includes a grand theft charge from May that is still pending. Now, I know what some of you brothers are out there thinking, and just go ahead and let loose. These females love Pookie. And guess what? She found a pale one. I was like, good God. So basically, is this another tumultuous relationship to, gone wrong? Now, I'm just not gonna spend too much time on it, too much more time on this because I don't know. I just think that things like this is kind of funny, just especially the way that you know it's like I still see social media posts that is showing all this outrage for the dating choices of Donald Glover. I mean, for real, I just saw a post the other day. I wish I had a screenshot to put up here, but it's not about. It's not going to turn into another broadcast about what this man does with his dick. And personally, I don't care about these two being together. I don't. I don't care. In fact, let's share one more detail. They said that she did not want to provide a statement because she did not want him charged, but he was arrested for a simple battery thing anyway. So just keep in mind that Mrs. Edwards, even after all of that, did not want her boyfriend arrested. So, that's pretty much characteristic of a Pookie lover, not wanting to see her boyfriend go down. And then I mean, like, look at the picture in the bottom left hand corner. That kind of fits the archetype. No hat, like kind of like trying to be a hard ass move. He probably says yo every 5 seconds. He got his little chain on. My chain, my chain. He got that chain on and everything. And everything but the black skin. I bet you he got acceptance wherever he went to a black neighborhood. I bet you knew where the best weed was too. And he got a rap sheet. Yeah. So I mean, like for Miss Ashley Edwards, I'm sorry her little slave play scenario didn't work out for her. And and since like there was no real physical harm to her, and it was no real physical harm done to anyone. There's an alleged spitting, but there's nothing tangible, to put with that unless they can somehow like wipe the DNA off her face. That was such a heavy choice of words because odds are they're still living in the same spot together, and there's no more trouble in paradise. But in talking about things like this, I'll just say one thing. I wish that our sisters, especially sisters like this, would display a little bit more self-respect. I mean, what made her come up with a she wanted to be a slave and wanted him to be the slave master? Hell, Personally, I like nurses and schoolgirl fantasies. I mean, I mean, just out of respect for, I'm not actually doing that, but just saying what. Anyway, it's like this. The point I'm trying to make is this: is like, is there some underlying issue as to why she chose like wanting to play a slave in bed? See, is there something psychological going on there? You know what I mean? Like, for granted, for Miss Edwards. I mean, do you see that often in others as well? I mean, hell, I mean, I seen this. I mean, I don't know. It's just that for me, this is still kind of jacked up. I mean, even if she wanted to play out some sexual fantasy, it's still jacked up. It still shows that there's something very wrong with some of the mentalities of some of our people. And it ain't just her. I mean, but at the end of the day, at least no one died. Well, not yet, at least. I mean, who knows? Maybe if she continues her relationship with Snoop Doggy white guy down there. But like I said in the beginning of the video, I do not wish for any harm to come to any black woman. Especially at the hands of pale ale such as Kenny. And I'm sorry for the brothers that couldn't be there to protect her, but hey, you know what? When is she ever around any brothers? Let me just put it out there like that. Before some wimp makes some viral video, oh, we're not protecting black women. Nah, that ain't true. I protect who I'm supposed to protect. Period. I mean, you protect who you're supposed to protect. You protect the ones that want to be under the protection, who want the protection. What the hell I look like protecting somebody that doesn't want it? And that's the point that a lot of brothers are gonna make too. So I mean, no criticisms to interracial dating and who dates who. But this one right here is slightly ridiculous, and I wish not to see our sisters, and the viral pictures that go viral every Halloween when young black kids dress up as slaves around white kids. This is sorry that Miss Edwards had to make news like this, but this is indeed embarrassing for her. Anyone should be embarrassed. Like, this stuff, slavery isn't funny, slavery isn't amusing, but there's a deep issue. But that's all I got. So if you're a sister out there that, I mean, and you date interracially and you want some slave fantasy played out, and have to probably keep my distance from somebody like you, and I would recommend that others do the same, because that's crazy. That's just a bag of cats with a cattle prod. It's craziness. Like, just all right. I'm done talking about this shit. Well, anyway, uh, just I hope everybody out there is safe. Thanks for watching. Especially me talking about this ridiculous news story. And you know what? And you know what? My message to Kenny is, man, why you had to treat the sister like that? All she wanted to be was your bedwench. That's all she wanted to be. You know, let her be great. Let Ashley be great. All right, people. That's it. Like, share, subscribe, and Kev, we trust. Goodbye.